Hello and welcome to No Outside Food Allowed, episode 41. We're here to talk about all the nerdy news that you guys love. Today, that includes Red Dead Redemption 2, Daredevil Season 3 review, our favorite Halloween movies and memories.
Yes.
My name's Adam, but today we're going to go classic Halloween monsters. I'll be the Bloodsucker, a.k.a. Dracula.
Ooh.
My fellow monster, Sam Lim.
Frankenstein.
Chris Felix.
Dr. Jekyll, maybe Mr. Hyde.
Maybe.
Depends what kind of mood I'm in.
And Christopher Gagne.
I will be the Wolfman, the hairiest of the group.
You gotta do the howl, bro. You gotta do the howl.
Yeah, right.
I really? Ow! I'm gonna scare my dog.
Yeah, right. So this week I've been playing a lot of Red Dead 2, watching a lot of Netflix. What have you guys been up to?
Living the life, doing a little bit of Netflix. You know, the good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm about to start Red Dead tonight, though.
There you go.
I'm pretty excited. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about it.
Yeah, we're going to give you a little quick something. You, Felix, too? You've been playing it?
A little bit. Recovering from being sick and feeling all kinds of crappy. But yeah, been playing a little bit of Red Dead, a little bit of Spider-Man 2 again, since the DLC just dropped.
Right.
Beat that already.
Ooh, what's the name of the DLC, good sir?
It's called The Heist. So it's basically, I think this is going to be a chapter 1. Like, without really spoiling it, it kind of just ends and it's not over yet.
Okay.
And it was short, dude. You could literally finish this under a couple hours, honestly. Like, in the wait time while I was waiting for Red Dead to install, because that's a huge game, I beat it. It was, like, really short. And it didn't really add anything new, to be honest with you. There's a couple little, there's 3 new costumes, none of which really impressed me.
Quick question. Is this free or do I have to purchase this?
No, this is part of the season pass. So,
Boo.
my thing is, like, if it all plays out well as a 3-parter, then sure, maybe it's worth it. But honestly, if you were to buy this standalone, it's not worth it, in my opinion. It's still great, though. It's still all that same good fun. I mean, it's a nice little, add-on, but it didn't really do much more for me, to be honest with you. The story's fine. It was kind of predictable, honestly. It's all centers around Black Cat. But yeah, I mean, it ends on a cliffhanger. So I'm kind of surprised that it feels like it's going to be just one sequential story over the 3 DLCs, or at least that's how it's coming off to me. I was kind of hoping for at least maybe an encounter with a different villain every time, which maybe you will. They did hint at another villain in this one. Okay. You kind of see a glimpse of him, but not much else. But overall, I mean, it's like a C.
How much is the season pass, my friend?
Like $40, I think, or something like $30-$40. I'm not sure. I mean, I'll let you know once the rest of them drop. I think the last one drops in December, so it's okay.
It seems like a running theme that whenever we talk about these downloadable contents, that they're always kind of lackluster. Like, the game itself is great on its own. It's not even necessary to get some of this stuff in the download.
I feel like with DLCs, a lot of times they just kind of cut things out of the main game and just make it a DLC.
So it's like a hit or miss situation.
Yeah, so it could be like a full thing, or it could just be something they've shaved off the top.
But I don't really think this could have
like
fit inside the main story. It really is like a totally different story altogether. So I think it would have been totally distracting from the main campaign if this were part of the original main game. But it's fine. Like I said, if you already bought the season pass, I mean, it's fun just to jump back into to get an excuse to play again. You get 3 new costumes. One's like a reverse Scarlet Spider. Never got it. It looks like pajamas. And one's like Captain Britain based off of. So that's weird. But yeah, it's whatever.
All right, well, 3 new suits. I'm sure they're going to have lots of suits, and that'll be, the big draw. But
still no black suit. Waiting for it.
Right, totally. All right, so what about, let's talk a little Red Dead. Yeah. Just our first initial impressions. I've played maybe 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
I think you guys know my opinion on Rockstar games. They're not my favorite. So this one for me.
Well, not yet, because we didn't play it online as a group yet.
Well, true. That could definitely change some opinions here. But I want to say my 2 bits for this real quick is it's really, really slow in the opening. You're coming down off a mountain and it's snowy and it slows everything down to a crawl. You feel like you're walking everywhere like 1 mile an hour. And so far it just seems a little draggy. Okay. So
well, are you enjoying the environment, the scenery, the music so far, and the interaction?
It's pretty. But it's a little boring for me so far. Okay. What do you think, Felix?
Honestly, I totally agree with what you're saying, but I love it because it's, in a way, it's kind of like with all these classic movies we're watching where it's a bit slower paced, but it's really building a world.
It's like a classic Western.
It really is. Honestly, it's got shades of Hateful Eight, at least I feel, in the beginning, because maybe it's just a big snowy environment. But yeah, it's extremely slow paced. If you're kind of jumping into this like gung-ho, ready to go like just ape shit, that's not how it starts at all.
No, you have to be patient, my friend.
Extremely slow. But I've been liking it. I feel like it's building a lot of character, like, the gang you're with. It's a from the first game, your main character originally, John Marston, it's his gang. So you're members of his gang.
Okay.
And so you're kind of like meeting a lot of the people and, the group that they're with and you're traveling. And it's very much slower, but the world is very rich. It's beautiful. I love the music and the ambiance. It's not a spoiler, but once you kind of like get into the first town, it really feels like a real place. Like, it's gorgeous, dude. Like, this is I say it like every time a new game comes out, but oh my god, this game is beautiful, and it really does kind of give that Westworld vibe. I know I didn't want to compare the two so directly, but you really have some moral choices. Like, do I want to kill this guy? I don't want to let him run. And so far, I'm still Jimmy Simpson. I haven't gone full Ed Harris yet.
Totally.
But I'm really digging it so far. I can't wait to see where else it goes. But this is going to be a huge game.
I just want to let you know, I like your review more. Don't tell Adam.
Oh, thanks.
I'm sure you do.
You didn't hear it. Yeah, it's great. I think just go into it with a little bit of patience.
It's hard to hear the truth, Sam.
Don't hurt my feelings, okay?
It's a very rich build up to the world. I say give it some time. The first one was the same thing. Like, you rode around the horse for the first hour. I mean, you're fucking herding cattle and stuff like that. Like,
do you remember the first one, the zombie DLC? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Remember the zombie DLC? Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, but that's completely outside the original game.
Yeah.
But the base game itself still had very low moments like that where you're doing very just weird random tasks and it's not exciting at all. They said herding cattle, talking to your dumb son or whatever. Like, this is kind of the same thing. You're kind of just kind of like learning the world and just kind of meeting the people around you. And I've been enjoying it so far. But yeah, I'm sure the action is yet to come. So we'll see that eventually.
There you go. The pacing just needs a little help. I compared it to Uncharted 2. In the beginning, there's a train robbery.
Oh yeah. True.
Both games, you're on a train that goes wrong, and in Uncharted, it really feels like an actual movie build up. You're playing an action role. In this movie, it feels like you're reading a story. It's really just.
But that's like comparing Indiana Jones to The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. Like, two totally different kinds of movies and like different genres in a way. Like I know what you're saying as far as like them being movie like experiences, but this is definitely like, this is a Western. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of dialogue, a lot of world building, and just I wasn't expecting to be a super actiony game right away. It's not GTA. There's not like people around every corner. This is literally like barren landscape for a long time, and even the towns are very minimal. But
well, the story is not my problem. Here's my problem. When you get your horse and you ride into the first town, right? So I run into the first town on the horse and gallop into a person, basically murder him, and and then the sheriff comes and kills me immediately.
Well, because you didn't make the right choice, okay?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I actually had a funny story like that too. There's a scene where you're in the first town and again, no spoiler, but like you're chasing after a dude. You kind of just jack a horse from the town. It's just some random horse. So once you're done, it says like, oh yeah, you can take your horse back, for good karma points or whatever. And as I was bringing him back, I'm kind of just leading him, so I'm just holding him by the reins. I'm on foot, and I walk by to go tie him up, and I'm surrounded by these three dudes. I forget which buttons are which, and I push triangle, and I accidentally drop the reins and immediately start choking this guy out. And then all his buddies come over and start jumping me. It was a super accident. I was really surprised. I was like, holy crap. He lunged at him and just started choking the life out of this guy. And then his gang just all jumped me.
We're going to name this episode, I'm Sorry I Killed You.
My bad.
So one more funny story and then we'll bail on Red Dead. So I'm trying to save this guy. He's fallen off his horse and he's got like a broken arm or something. And I'm taking him to the hospital. I get him off my horse and I'm carrying him into the hospital and nobody's in there, right? So I try to drop him on the doorstep and somebody apparently thought I was committing an assault. And so, boom, I'm wanted. The sheriff comes and kills me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Trying to help somebody.
All right, guys.
Gotta make better life choices.
This Christmas, we'll get Gagne the game.
I want to know how. What's the gameplay like for online with other people?
I know that's kind of what I'm waiting for, is to get into the gang with these guys and rob some stagecoaches and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some robbing. Gagne, so will you? Okay, you'll be joining us.
Love it.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's move on to some movie news.
Yes, hit me.
All right, it came out that, unfortunately, the Boba Fett solo movie is canceled, which we kind of already thought that, these solo...
Well, because of
Solo.
Movie,
because of Solo. These movies would probably go to the wayside. And what I heard was that they're going to be focusing more on the Mandalorian, their series with the John Favreau series. Yeah, when it looks like... Well, I mean, we've only seen one shot from it, but it looks awesome. What do you guys think?
How about you, Gagne? How are you feeling about this?
Super bummed, but they're going to have enough other content that, it makes up for it. I agree. The Mandalorian's would probably be a lot more fun. And, I liked Solo, but it's understandable from a business perspective.
Yeah, like I said, we kind of saw this thing coming.
Yeah. I mean, as long as, get my Mandalorian and the lore and the storyline and all the awesome outfits, sign me up. But then they said it's for another streaming service, right?
It'll be on the Disney one, yeah. No doubt.
So we're going to pool our money together. And
I probably have a couple.
Yep.
I don't see why not.
All right.
We're going to have every subscription service for the Nofa show.
Totally.
Honestly, I think I'm down for the Disney service. I think we're all going to want it. As soon as they launch all kinds of... I mean, this is Disney. They're taking notes on everybody else right now.
Don't worry. Disney I'll cave in too.
Hey, I mean, dude, straight up, Disney is one of the kind of companies, they'll just do it better than anybody because they can. And so I think once they start announcing their lineup, which they already have, it already sounds exciting. So I'm in.
Oh yeah, I already seen the movie lineup, and they already put up all the Marvel movies for sure. They're like, here you go.
Not just that. I mean, the series, if they're going to start having solo character stories with Loki and whatnot too. I'm all for that stuff.
Oh, and Scarlet Witch, right?
Yes. I mean, and those are just what they announced. But back to Star Wars. I mean, I'd be down for a miniseries. I think stories from Star Wars, I think they lend themselves very well to a series because there's so much to tell. You can only do so much in a couple of hours, and I thought Solo was fun. It surpassed my expectations. I had very low expectations going in, and I thought it was really fun. But like you're saying, I totally get why they wanted to axe the whole idea of everybody gets a movie, because I don't think everybody needs a movie, especially with lots of characters that we already know. Boba Fett was the one I kind of wanted, because we don't know. I mean, we know a lot about him if you go through deep lore or whatever through Star Wars, but I wanted that. Dare I say, Suicide Squad-esque, kind of get a group of bounty hunters or whatever and send them on a mission. Let's see the dirty side of Star Wars.
But kind of see the behind the scenes, kind of like John Wick in the hotel.
Exactly.
How did they go about being bounty hunters?
Yeah, I want to see the gritty side of Star Wars. I want to see those maybe another heist, movie involving the villains. But I think something like this will lend itself better to a series, because then we get to see more adventures with characters like these. Sure, it's fun to see a one and done kind of an adventure, but why not see a continuous story of these bounty hunters? And I think it'll work out better.
And I think the coolest part is that Jon Favreau's involved, so I trust in him. He can take whatever and make it amazing. So I'm good with that, dude.
Well, I hope that the Mandalorian will go into a little bit more of that lore too. Obviously, it's going to be about bounty hunting. So
yeah. So I mean, real quick, what? Do we know what the synopsis of the Boba Fett movie was, or what it was supposed to be at all?
Nah.
It was supposed to be just his background, right?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they came out with much specifics for it yet.
Yeah, and then the Mandalorian itself. I mean, this isn't centered around Boba Fett necessarily, but more or less the people that he's involved with, or where he gets suit.
It's the lore of the folks, not the community, but the knowing the Mandalorians, how they came about.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll still see Boba Fett. Maybe we'll see how he gets the suit. Or
it would make sense from the cameo. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, why not?
I think I heard somewhere that it's supposed to be between episodes 6 and 7, so Boba Fett won't be alive.
Oh, okay.
So, but we'll see.
Well, you hurt my heart twice today, bro. Dang.
When's
just throwing you facts, bro. Just throwing you facts.
When are we getting Knights of the Old Republic? That's what I want.
You're telling me alternative facts, bro.
That's gonna be the guys from Game of
Thrones,
right? So yeah, that'd be cool. All right, moving on. So a movie that actually did get greenlit. Live action My Hero Academia. This one's for Eddie, if he was here.
Which for Eddie and my little brother Jimbo.
Yeah, this is
they're pretty excited.
Yeah. All right, so my one thing is they've come out with some live action anime movies recently on Netflix, and they've all kind of stunk. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Except for Bleach. Bleach did pretty well.
Okay, that was the most recent one, right?
It goes Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, and that's it. No one acknowledge.
Don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't.
I know exactly what you're going.
We don't talk about that movie.
Okay, so they're trending upward. So do you think this will be it'll be decent?
Oh no, I think it will be good because the special effects actually gotten better, and they actually gotten better companies to back it up. So it's not gonna be cheesy anymore.
Okay.
People have been burnt by what's it called? Attack on Titan. Because Attack on Titan came out pretty bad. They changed the storyline, they changed characters.
Okay. And
the effects weren't that good. But with the newer companies, there's actually passionate people that's making the project doable.
They've actually seen some of the anime and not just going Hollywood style and hacking it up like Dragon Ball.
Oh my god.
I'm not salty.
Sounds horrible.
Adam, I'm just gonna keep a marker. How much you hurt me today?
So Legendary Studios is putting this one out. So they got a good backing.
Oh, definitely, dude. Definitely. I think it'll come out well. We'll be fine.
So who do you want to see as All Might? Who's going to be cast as him?
I'm just going with The Rock.
Ah.
Just The Rock. All
That's
the time.
exactly what I was thinking, actually. He's the only guy I can picture big enough to fill those shoes.
Oh, gosh. Well, The Rock takes anything.
Yeah. Let's put a wagon on. You'll look fine.
I mean, he made a movie with one leg, and it made a lot of money in China, for God's sakes. Well, he'll be okay.
I know, the Chinese market, man. What was the trailer you just sent me that had, like, the big old Chinese trailer afterward?
Oh, it was actually Aquaman. It was the extended trailer.
Yeah.
It was the regular trailer and the extended trailer, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then they had all the little Chinese
Characters and symbols.
characters at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Let's see. So the Simpsons, they got a little controversy going on. Apparently, there was some issues with Apu, and now
There is no issue. That's the thing, bro.
I don't know either. We'll see. Anybody know the original issue with Apu? Because apparently they're just gonna axe his whole character.
They said that people got offended with the poo because it was a white guy doing an Indian accent.
It's Hank Azaria.
It's
that
Hank
does the
Azaria.
voice.
He did like every voice on that fucking
Yeah,
show.
he
Yeah,
really
and how long has that been going on? I mean, now
Yeah,
it's a
like
problem.
19
It's been 20 plus years, like 24 years, is it now? I mean, come on.
It's a problem because it's this new generation where everybody wants to participate and everybody gets offended so easily. I can't stand it. The fact that they had to remove Apu, that's ridiculous, bro.
Does this have to do something with like the whitewashing in Hollywood going on?
I feel like there's more to the article. I sent out an article and I was reading into it. I feel like it's more than just people getting offended. I feel like there's a lot of just studio hits or something was more involved behind the scenes. I can't remember it all right now, but
Gotcha.
either way, the whole thing is just dumb. I mean, the character's like lovable. I've never found him offensive in any sort of way. Like every character in The Simpsons, I mean, they all have personas and quirks, and he was one of those misfits. And like that's just sad. I mean, and the fact that he's just going to be just disappear.
I mean,
like
how deep are we going to get if we're starting to nix characters because of their voice acting? Like, how petty is that? That's ridiculous.
yeah,
I don't know.
it's shitty. It's just like
It's retarded, dude. For real.
You got any opinion on this, Kanye?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I'm kind of shocked. It's like, yeah, I'd get it maybe in this climate now, maybe you don't create a character like this, but this is something that's been around for decades now, and no one's ever had an issue. And like, unless they wrote some storyline that was recent that was offensive that I just don't know about, and maybe I'm just not educated. I'm not a Simpsons fan, but I've seen episodes and I've seen this character, and I mean, yeah, it's voiced by Hank Azaria, and he does like 12 at least on that show. Like he does a lot of different voices. Like that show's been offensive since it came on air, like on many different fronts. And so I just don't get the all of a sudden like, oh, we're just gonna pull him. We're gonna yank a character that's been on our show for 20 some odd years. I don't know. We can't even get the frickin' Redskins to change their name, and they're a nationally televised football program. Like you've got an owner who won't do that, but yet we're gonna do this. It's just I don't get it.
Yeah. Amen to that.
That's true, my brother. That's true.
Living a weird time.
Yeah. But speaking of voices, did you hear about the new Joker for the Harley Quinn TV show?
Oh
What's
yeah,
his name?
I did. It was Alan Tudyk, or however you pronounce it.
I can never pronounce his last name.
I think
but
that's
no,
how. Yeah,
it's Tudyk. Yeah.
Tudyk. Yeah. No, that's a great choice. I love that.
Wow.
I wasn't a big fan of what's his name, Dwight from The Office as Lex Luthor. So we'll see if anybody can do like a villain on
I think you're wrong, but it's
DC
cool.
animated.
which one was he Luther on, Adam?
Death of Superman.
Yeah, Death of Superman.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm kind of right there with. I mean, it's okay. It's just like I don't know. I hear Dwight, and so that just bothers me.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that he can put his own little twist on this one. Yeah, so we're not kind of stuck with
I think so.
Steve the
I mean,
Pirate or some other character for Firefly. Or
I mean,
something.
Tudyk is kind of a character actor, so I'm pretty sure he'll do a good job. making a good Joker. So.
Yeah, he's a good voice
I
actor.
think he'll pull it off.
Yeah, good voice.
Absolutely. I feel like that's a good choice. So.
Well, continuing with our DC animated, then they just put out a trailer for the Reign of the Superman.
Yes.
After the death of Superman.
Yeah.
Super
Genius.
awesome storyline. I'm super excited for this.
It's like
That's
it's
what I
so
said, super
sad.
twice.
It's so sad that the animation department is doing better than the
I know.
actual live
I
action
know.
department, right? It's
Totally
ridiculous.
It's a lot easier to erase a mustache in animation than live action. So.
Bazing.
Wow. Well played, sir. Well played.
Calling you out, DC. Stop fucking up. But no, this looks awesome though. I mean, like, this is just one of those weird ass stories from the early '90s after the death of Superman.
Exactly.
Like, I had no idea what to make of the story when I was a kid, but growing up, like, it still just stands out as one of the more colorful times in comics. Seeing all these new Supermen.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. How do you think it's going to play out? Do you think it's going to be very comic accurate, or
I think it's going to be accurate,
Looks
but I
pretty
think
comic accurate.
Steele's going to be voiced by Shaq.
oh god,
That'd be funny.
no, that wouldn't be funny. Funny in all the wrong ways.
No, I agree with you there, Felix. No, it looks fantastic.
trolling.
I think it was a great time in comics where they just introduced a bunch of new cool characters, and they're trying to come away from their one iconic Superman.
Yeah.
And I think it worked on one level. They kind of disappeared after a while, but this was just such a cool story arc that
Definitely.
I think it deserves a movie.
Plus, it helped people recover from the heartache.
Oh, I know.
Totally. Just the fact that
It's a weird
Superman
time
was
in
actually
comics.
killed off.
Yeah.
And like people weren't used to that, and like a lot of people actually cried. I was one of them. I was like,
I know.
Why would you do that to me?
That made like national headlines in
Oh,
the
yeah.
'90s, dude. It was like it was all over the news. Like, Superman is dead for real.
Yeah.
Like, he's dead. And then all these other random Supermen came out. I was like, what's going
for them
on?
not to bring him back for an
For a
extended
good while.
period of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like,
He stood dead for a
How
couple
did
of
you
years.
feel, Gagne, when Superman was originally killed off?
Oh my god, it was one of my favorite times. Like, that's like the height of my being into comics. Like, I remember when writing down, to the comic store and picking up all the #1 issues of these with the beautiful artwork with the cover page that just had the S logo as a cutout, and then you open it up to like a full color page of each character, and I was just like, oh, this was the best. And seeing that preview just instantly took me back there, and I cannot wait for it.
Totally. I'm loving the animation side of DC right now.
So, like, you had mentioned, Adam, you're kind of disappointed that doesn't ever happen in live action. Like, do you think DC would actually ever be able to pull this off, though? Like, this deep of a story?
Two-parter.
Yeah, they would have to be going pretty deep,
I mean,
honestly.
you couldn't squeeze into the last 20 minutes of a movie?
Just throw that right in with Doomsday, right?
I think maybe Nolan can pull it off. That's how I feel. If you get Nolan to come back to do a live action of this, he could probably pull it off.
It's too
easily.
real. It's too much for him. I feel like he's too real, like with his films. Like,
Right.
Okay. Well, what do you think if it was live action? Who would you use?
director-wise, oy.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to just use Gunn because I feel like he was able to mix like a very human element into space, and like there's a lot of that with what's going on with the Superman, and it's very sci-fi. Like, you need a sci-fi director. You need somebody who can kind of blend those elements but make you feel like it's still happening here. I feel like that's something that's been lacking in the DC movies. Like, Aquaman's great because it's taking place in the seas, like not so much on the in our time, in our area.
I forget who said it, but somebody on the text chat said they would bring Brandon Ruth back.
Hell
as
yeah.
Cyborg Superman.
Give him another chance,
That was
man.
fucking genius.
No, it's the
give him a chance,
Eradicator, right?
Oh, Eradicator.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, any one of them.
one.
Honestly,
Last
put him in a
one.
Superman role again.
Yeah.
Give him a chance, because like when Superman Returns came out, like he had shades of Christopher Reeve all over him, man. Like, he really reminded me of that old school classic Superman. It's just, the movie was whatever. I thought it was fine. I thought it was entertaining, honestly. It's just it wasn't received well. So Brandon Ruth unfortunately just kind of had the one-hit wonder with him, and that was it. But I say give him a chance, and I think this would be great to see him as that.
Totally. I think he does a pretty good job on as the Atom.
Legend.
Legend of Tomorrow.
Legends Tomorrow. Yeah.
He's a fun actor, dude. I mean, even Scott Pilgrim too. Like, dude, he was hilarious in that. So yeah, give the guy a chance.
He was great in Zack and Miri Makes a Porno.
They ought to wipe out
Callback.
Justice League and just plug this in, as the continuation from BVS and make this story that way. Like, then you can get Cavill as Cyborg and Superman.
How sick would
And, I'd die.
Nice.
No Shaq of Steel, though.
Just no black. No.
Thank you, Gagne.
Just want my black suit Superman, which apparently is coming to the crossover for Arrowverse.
Where's that mullet?
Yeah, right.
I'm waiting for that damn mullet.
All right, moving on. Our last thing on news here, we got a Pirates of the Caribbean reboot coming up.
Already?
We know we want it.
That's not so lazy. Don't think good about it. It's written by the dudes that did Deadpool. That's the only good part.
Okay.
Wait, which one? The first one or the second one? Didn't they have new
The
writers?
first one.
Oh.
The first writer of Deadpool they're trying to get him on board to reboot the Pirates series.
But like, why? Nobody wanted the last two movies. Like, why are we getting a whole reboot? Like,
I have no
Come
idea.
on, nobody wanted
It's
the last
Disney.
4 Transformers movies.
Disney can make more money.
But
Maybe
see,
they'll send it over to China.
The thing that made those movies was Johnny Depp, and that's why they were popular. Like it,
Yeah.
I mean, they were
Totally
the
agree.
first one was entertaining, and the rest were all the same, and it, like just not.
That's true.
There was no like it was like, oh, look who we got as a bad guy, and here's Johnny Depp again, and let's recycle this 4 more times. And
Yeah.
there's this. What's going to be the draw of this one? Like, unless
Well,
you give
you
me
just-
some crazy story.
You just hit the nail on the head there, though. But they're not bringing back Johnny Depp in this one, so we're gonna have a whole new cast. And I think the first, Pirates is really well known for Johnny Depp's character, and without it, we'll see where it goes.
I mean, it was nominated for an Academy Award. I mean, for the first movie. I mean,
Sure.
like when they reboot, this is like all new characters. Like, what's the point then?
Well,
like,
I don't know yet. Like, I need more info, but they just said so far they got a writer, and it's gonna be a reboot.
it's because like you can make another pirate movie.
it sounds so
it doesn't have to be
lazy.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Just make a movie about pirates.
Yeah.
It's like not just because you put them on a ship and they're all pirates. It's
you
not
gotta have
Pirates
the
of the
title.
Caribbean.
Like Pirates of Whore
But
Island.
it could be
whatever.
anything though. Like make adventures of these like fucking pirates doing their things. Like it could be anything else. Like why does it have to be Pirates of the Caribbean?
How about this?
Name drop, buddy.
How about you reboot a Pirates version, but with the Muppets?
Or how about this?
That
Original new shit. Stop rebooting
What?
stuff.
Original
What?
new shit.
Original?
Wow.
You're talking crazy, bro. Original? They're too lazy.
Apparently, that's asking too much.
Disney has a
Hollywood we're talking
printing
about.
press. They just here's an IP we have. Here's a movie for it. Here's some merchandise.
Pump it out.
Buy all our
Push
shit.
the button and it spits out money.
Here's the money. Yeah. Disney
Wow,
bucks.
that's so true.
Disney dollars.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk about Pirates later on when we hear more about the cast. All right, boys. Let's jump into Daredevil season 3.
Yes.
I think at least 2 of us finished it. Sam's all the way almost at the end.
I'm on episode 10. So
And
far.
I've
almost
seen
there.
the preview.
Yes.
Kanye's-
What a preview.
Kanye's going to get there. So, boys, what do we think about Daredevil? We had a little bit different feel this season. He never wore the suit.
Yes.
We had obviously Kingpin and Agent Poindexter,
Yes.
which was obviously Bullseye, which they never actually called him Bullseye, which I liked.
I like that.
It was more of his origin story. I really, really liked this season, as I have with all of the Daredevil seasons so far. Kingpin was a badass. He kind of had this Daredevil. He kind of had this talking to himself thing going on through the whole season. Kind of the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other.
But the suit never changed, which I really appreciate.
I kind of liked how he went with the black original suit with the Muay Thai ropes this year.
Yeah.
Oh, so sick.
What'd you guys think? I'll leave it there.
I'll jump in first since I'm only at episode 10. So I'm at the episode where we get to know the background of Karen, which is interesting because for once
that
they're explaining to me why she is how she is, and then for Deadpool for Daredevil to mention that he's gonna change up his fighting style. I thought it was so brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so amazing how it was in depth about that, and his hiding spot was amazing because he's hiding in plain sight. Hiding at the church. Like I thought that was great.
A lot more religion in this season.
Yeah, the build up at the church and the reveal was great. The reveal for Kingpin's master plan was great. I'm not gonna give away the spoilers, but
He's full on Kingpin this season. Love
yeah.
it.
but everything was just so good. The writing, the action, and there was no lag at all for me. Like I really enjoyed the dialogue so much, and just to see the way the psyche of Poindexter was great. Like that's
Totally.
my review. Like for so far,
Loved his
I'm
character.
only on episode 10,
Yeah.
but I'm giving it 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10.
Sure. What about you,
Nice.
This might be my favorite Daredevil season so far,
Ooh.
and that's crazy because the second season was phenomenal.
Punisher.
Dude, with the
With
Punisher.
Punisher.
But I feel like the second season kind of lulled in the second half.
Yeah,
once
yeah.
it kind of focused on Hand again.
Sure, yeah.
But this was just, oh my god, dude! It's just like got better and better. And like I said, I marathoned this over the course of a few days from being sick. And like, dude,
I'm proud of you.
It was just so well written. The story arc that Matt Murdock goes through, and it's just so well done. And the action is just nothing beats the action in Daredevil, dude. And like I've said it before, like that's why I'm just so disappointed in Iron Fist. I'm not trying to get into that right now, is because like Daredevil does such amazing choreography and fight scenes, and so the fact that this other character can't
figure that out.
Greatest martial artist ever can't even hold a candle to this.
Plus the way it's filmed too, the fight scenes.
Yeah, see, that's what I was about to get to. Like,
gosh.
Daredevil's known for the hallway fight scenes and these like long one-cut fights.
Yes.
When you think they can't top it, they bring out this monstrosity. Like, holy crap! I'm like, this is still going on. I'm not going to spoil how it plays out, but like, it goes on for so fucking long. It actually almost takes a break in the middle to conversate, and then it keeps going. It's like the most amazing thing I've seen in so long.
Gagne, get on this quick, bro. Like, it's so good.
Oh, it sounds like it. And I mean, that's pretty high praise to say it's better than it's the best one yet, because I absolutely have loved the first 2 seasons, and I go back and forth with which one I love more. So this is
totally
all right. No suit. That you know, I think if it's in a story, I get it, but I'm right now like kind of like, oh man, like come on, I want to see him in the suit, but I'll let it play out.
It's totally worth it though, dude. And like the character development on the other side too with the villains, like you're saying, something was just so intriguing about Bullseye. Let's just call him that because that's what he is. Yeah. It just something was so appealing about this character. I love the way that this actor performed him. It's just so on the verge of insanity every time. Like, and you feel for him too. The way they develop him,
you feel bad.
Good. And his fight style is fucking amazing. Like, it sounds silly, like the way he's like, he just grabs whatever he can and throws it at people.
Totally.
It works so well in this. It's unbelievable. And like, you get a think about 3 scraps between Daredevil and Bullseye throughout this, and like, they're all so good and nail biting. And like, I was just so amazed that they actually made this character work in this grounded, like really real world.
Without spoiling, I love what he can do with the gun. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah.
That's all.
Just everything. Like, he literally just anything he can get his hands on. Like, he's scrambling around, just like, I got this. I'm gonna throw it at you, and he kills a crap ton of people, and he's so good at it. And then, Kingpin again. D'Onofrio just fucking slays as Kingpin. He's just so good. Like, just get on it. Get on this right now.
So Kingpin, he just full on. He's got the closet full of white suits, which I mentioned earlier. He's got the CIA in his back pocket, in the FBI. I'm sorry. Judges, juries, everybody bought out.
Whoa! Stop spoiling, bro.
Well, I mean,
that's Kingpin. Come on. Yeah.
Okay. That's what Kingpin does.
I want to quick mention they have a character, Agent Nadeem. He's the head of the task force.
He's
of the
stuck
FBI.
in the middle, dude.
Yeah, this guy's character arc was really awesome too, because he's basically financially broke because of some medical issues with his family, and that leads to basically this downfall.
Had cancer.
Yeah, exactly. And then Kingpin gets his hooks in. And then this character has to ride the fence whether or not he's doing good or bad, and it's just fantastic acting.
Crazy thing about that character too is like, I did not care about this guy when he first showed up. I was kind of like, who is this guy? He's gonna annoy the crap out of me. He's just like that detective that just like will meddle in everything. But by the end, I was so like concerned for him in a way.
I totally agree. They start him off as kind of just this kind of lazy. He doesn't really want to do his job, and then he gets kind of lucky in interviewing Kingpin, and then everything goes downhill from there for him. Yeah.
It's such a good story. It's some of the best like drama I've seen anywhere in a long time. And the fact that it's a comic book property and it's Daredevil, like, it's so good. Yeah. Like, straight up. I recommend this to anybody.
It makes sense now that they canceled Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
You know? Well, and this one's actually rumored to be canceled as well.
I wouldn't be surprised because, the whole Disney property thing. But, I mean, I guess I'll give Disney my money for the streaming so I can watch more of this.
All right, if Daredevil moves over.
Two questions.
Yes.
Does any Defender show up?
Negative.
There's some name drops.
Yeah,
but
he says Jessica Jones once.
Yeah.
And I forgot what my second question was going to be. Oh, you said they don't actually call him Bullseye, but is there some kind of like reference to it, or
yes?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, there's a big reference.
Cool. Yeah.
So shout out to the creator of this, man, because I've been following him for a while now, and Drew Goddard, the guy who actually created Daredevil, he directed Bad Times at El Royale that just came out. He was a writer on an executive producer on Defenders, which wasn't great, but I mean he's been a producer on a lot of stuff. 10 Cloverfield Lane, I can't talk. The Martian, he was a producer on Lost. This guy's been around for a while and just doing some really, really cool shit that I've absolutely been a fan of for a long time. Cabin in the Woods. I mean, just he's he's very involved in some really cool shit. So he wrote the screenplay for World War Z and Cabin in the Woods. He's announced as being the writer of X-Force, so we'll see if
cool.
But yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. He's a fan. You could just tell he
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely, dude.
Gotta love that.
So.
Awesome.
I'm
So
pretty excited.
go check out Daredevil season 3. It's very good. Check it out, Kanye. You're gonna
stuff.
love it.
I'm starting it right after this.
There you go.
Mick.
All right,
You'll get
guys,
no
let's,
sleep now.
Yeah, right.
Let's move on to our Halloween review. We're going
Yes.
new and old.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and start with the new one, since only Kanye has managed to get out and watch this one.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, give us a little rundown here, Kanye.
So I was wrong. I think when we were first talking about this, we thought that it was supposed to be a continuation of the first and second. At least I thought that's what it was. But they wiped out every movie except the first movie. So this is supposed to be a direct sequel to the first one, which was done kind of a tongue-in-cheek way, where like one of the kids is like, "Oh, that's just a urban myth that people said to make themselves feel better," and it was like a good little chuckle to kind of wipe out all the other stuff. So this is like a 40-year later sequel with, at this point he's just been locked away, and basically if you remember the original, he gets shot, falls over, and then he's gone off the lawn, and you don't know where he goes. But the idea is that they caught him and apprehended him before anything else could happen. So yeah,
It's interesting because
But how you run so quick?
at the end of the OG first one, because I recently watched it,
Yeah.
he escapes at the end.
Yeah.
And he gives like a little like voiceover laugh, so that you kind of think that he's out and about and he's everywhere, right? So you're telling me that he actually has been captured.
that's the idea behind this one, is that they basically caught him before anything else happened. So whether he got up from the grass and ran into cops, I guess they don't really explain in detail, but
He
that's
tripped.
Yeah.
My nemesis.
It was really well done. There were definitely some scary parts. There was definitely some cheesy horror deaths that were great. Body stabbed through a wall, hanging, type of stuff. But
Wow.
Jamie Lee Curtis was awesome. They write a different story with like, her marriages and having kids than they've done in some of the other films, and I liked it. It was very much a homage to the first one. There was a lot of things that were done in the first one that they do kind of in this one. They're just done a little bit differently. The sheet over the body, if you remember the first one with the glasses and stuff, which was really cheesy in that. They do some stuff, the sheet over the body again, and I loved it though. I mean, it was fun. It was kept you on your toes for what was going to happen, who was going to die, and I liked it.
Two questions, good sir.
Yeah.
Number one, was the music build up the same as the first one? Like, how it kept you on edge? Like the music, the way it played out, you're like, oh no, oh no.
Oh yeah, they used the music from the very beginning. The opening credit sequence is almost identical to the original. So instead of the pumpkin, like burning and like them closing in, it's actually like a dead pumpkin that they kind of show in time lapse backwards that grows back into a jack-o'-lantern.
Cool.
So
Clever.
yeah, the credits of showing the titles throughout the film of like what the dates are it looked exactly how it did in the original. I mean, there was definitely like callbacks to the OG one, so I liked it. It was well done. It was clever. There's a kid who totally steals the show as this little kid that's being babysat. Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
I did see a meme about the kid. He was like, when shit goes down, he just ran away or something. I don't know.
Yeah. He's just like, don't go do it. Like, no, send someone else. Like, he's just
like the only smart kid.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, babysitter's talking about getting high, and he's like, I know you're talking about having sex and getting high. It was funny, but it was well done.
Movie.
My second question is, and is there a possible sequel from this one?
Always.
Or is that gonna be
spoilers?
Always,
it's don't they always kill him? And there's you think like, oh, not this time. There's always a chance.
Of course.
It's made.
Well, of course, because he has to come back and fight Freddy.
Just think about how much money it's made. Like, it's
True.
just killing it right now. So they'd be stupid not to.
Sam, didn't you have numbers for that one?
Yes, sir. It's second weekend. It's currently at $32 million at the box office.
Very
Not
nice.
too bad. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Since it only take 10 million to make, pretty good return.
Only 10 million to make that movie?
Yes, sir.
Cashing in what is it, Blumhouse, right?
So should we make a movie too now?
Yeah, right.
Sure.
So
you got 10 million?
I mean,
my one question,
if my return's going
Gani-
to be 126 million, which is what currently it's at, let's do it.
we can find somebody to invest, right?
Totally. What was your question?
Was John Carpenter involved at all in this movie? Because I saw a couple of interviews with him and Jamie Lee Curtis.
He was an executive producer on it.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't,
nice. That's good then.
Yeah, he got a little say, but he wasn't directing, right?
No, and he didn't write, and he wrote a lot of he wrote the first and second Halloween. He didn't direct the second Halloween, but Danny McBride and David Gordon Green were the writers on it.
Freaking Danny McBride. He writes a lot of stuff that I don't know.
Right? He's a
If you
producing
look up his
partner.
credentials, man, he writes a lot of stuff.
Dude, you get time, watch Vice Principals.
Yes.
You'll laugh your ass off.
That show is so good. It's him and
watch
Walton
it too?
Goggins. Yes, dude, I love that
Yes,
show.
brother.
It was so good.
All right, let's move on to the OG Halloween.
Yes.
I saw this one recently. We just covered it in our Halloween movie bracket.
It's the greatest Halloween movie of all time.
It was our winner for Halloween movies.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's still creepy to this day. The piano music still is one of the best scores ever. And I think just the creepy stalker Michael Myers that's just around every corner and
Right? The camera angle.
Yeah,
Like it just
what I really love
still
about
gets
it,
me.
they use a lot of point of view from Michael's perspective, which I really like.
Yeah.
It puts you in his body, basically. A lot of behind the shoulder camera angles. I think it still holds up. It's very creepy still. What do you guys think?
For me, when I watch it, like as a kid, it scared the crap out of me. And now watching it as an adult, I still kind of close my eyes a little bit. 'Cause I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen. The music build up. That's why I asked Kanye about this one, the new one, because for me, for the horror movie, it's always the music that gets to me. The way they play it and the way it's built up, like if they do a good job, they get me good, And I still love Halloween. Like it's just a classic movie. The classic rules: don't have sex, don't do drugs,
Yeah. You're going to be
Behave.
going first, right?
be nice to your parents, basically.
Wasn't the Virgin the only one that lived in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
What'd you think, Felix?
Yeah, well, I didn't get to watch it recently the way you did, but I mean, I still have
You've
plenty
seen
of
it
fond
before.
memories. Oh yeah. It's still, it's still one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, I know I praised the crap out of this movie last week, but yeah, just like all the things you're saying, it just has this ominous just feel about it, like just terror is coming towards you, and there's nothing you can do to
boogeyman,
stop it. Yeah,
right.
exactly. He's the boogeyman. He's not just
Not this guy.
yeah, he's not just a normal guy, obviously. But like the difference between this and Friday the 13th, like Friday the 13th it's just meant to build a body count. It's just meant to get all these dumb kids, kill them in horrific ways. Where Michael sort of had an agenda. He was after Laurie Strode the whole time, and he's just kind of just plowing through people to get to her, and like nothing's gonna stop this murder machine. And like you said, like he just has this amazing presence and the use of camera angles from both perspectives, from his angle and then also
And a
from
lot of the
everybody
kids,
else.
sure.
Yeah. Laurie looks out the window and she sees this figure staring at her. That's creepy stuff, man. Like just that figure, that blank expression is what gets me, dude. Like I love that just the pit black eyes, that there's nothing you can see, that there's no life there. It's pure evil.
Correct,
And like,
right.
yeah, like I said, it gives a great, just Halloween energy. Like I said, it's not just a cheesy slasher movie. There's actually a good story there, a good lore behind it. The rest of the movies, of course, are garbage. They go into like these weird occult things, but this
Right.
was just very pure and simple. Had it just ended like that, it's the perfect ending. Like you think he's done, and it's like the evil is still out there, and it just ends. And like that's a terrifying thought, man.
Right.
Just like you
Like
think
there.
you won. Nope, he's still out there. Who knows when he's going to come back again? So, yeah, I think this still absolutely holds up to its day. I mean, I didn't just watch it recently, but I still hold plenty of fond memories because I saw it plenty of times when I was younger. And yeah, I think it absolutely deserves every bit of praise that it gets.
Totally. What about you, Gani?
It definitely holds up. I think there was a little bit more cheese to it than I remembered. And I think it's just because in the beginning they've got some of the teen girls and their acting's not the greatest, and
Yeah.
so it's like
a little bubbly.
It feels a little bit of a slow burn to get to the buildup, which is still one of the best finales ever. I mean, just the single person going through the house, finding their entire group of friends dead. The boogeyman terrorizing a neighborhood that's just going through trick or treating. That still haunts you, because what do you do at night? You're running around in costumes and candy and people, you don't know who anyone is, and it's still, that music still resonates. I love the character, Dr. Loomis character. Yeah, it definitely still held up by. I would say that the new one for me was even better, and I just think that they can make films better now, and so obviously it's new, it's shiny, but this one still is just such a classic. You can't. I felt a little bad for picking that over Alien because I like Alien more as a movie, but when it comes to actual slasher films, this still does it.
Yeah, this one is king of the slashers.
Definitely.
Totally. What's funny about the first one, I think, is that, and it could be probably a little bit of that corniness, is they never actually kill anybody really gruesomely on screen. There's not a whole lot of bloodiness in the first one. It's a lot of just kind of, they just kind of tell you, and it happens off the screen. I feel like Michael. He's sometimes less concerned about killing people and more just about scaring them. He likes to set up people. He likes to just pop around the corner. He likes to just drive the car and stare at people.
And I drove cars.
Yeah, I know.
He's a boogeyman.
Yeah, so it's a little bit corny.
He took a Lyft, an Uber.
When did he get his learn how to drive?
Totally,
he was in jail for a long time.
But still a good movie, and I do want to see the new one. It sounds pretty good according to Gagne.
I think we might actually see it on Halloween.
Yeah, right.
If it works out for us, so
sounds like a plan.
Nice.
We'll get to it.
Well, make sure you guys go during daytime to get that discount for $5.
Yeah.
Sound like an advertisement.
Time to get the ambiance.
There you go.
True.
There you go.
Guarantee you'll feel scared walking out to your car.
All right.
Yeah, that's when you've had a good movie experience. Like looking around.
That's true.
All right. Anything else for Halloween, guys?
I think I'm pretty good with that.
It's fantastic. Go watch it.
Yep. Still classic.
'Tis the season.
Go scare yourself. Make sure you watch it in the dark. That's the best part.
Make sure
you
you
gotta watch it in the dark.
Make sure you let your kids watch it early because they'll enjoy it more. I swear.
Totally.
Somebody had that ringtone, and I used to get on them all the time for it. I think it was Dave who did our projection maintenance.
Yeah.
Big Dave.
Hearing that and
And every time the thing rang up in booth, man, it's dark. I'm like, dude, come on, like around the corner. Just no, not cool.
All right, guys, let's move on from Halloween to our top Halloween movies, our personal favorites this week. Not just vampires or brackets, but our personal favorites. So this could be anything from scary to funny.
Yeah, a little variety.
Plenty out there.
Yeah, definitely. Top three. Give
Top
it to
three.
me.
I got a few, but let's start somewhere else. Who wants to start?
Okay.
I just want to get over with because I didn't prepare very well. So we already talked about it, but Halloween's up there. Just got to mention it again. So yeah, that's going to be one of my all-time favorites right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if this came out around Halloween, but I remember very vividly around that time. But Saw. So the first Saw when it came out, I think it was around the holiday time, and it was just this is more body horror, I guess, body mutilation stuff because it was about the shock value as far as killing. Yeah, but I loved it, dude. It just had a great twist and ending. It's fantastic.
That's
I think
good choice.
It had a perfect ending, honestly. Just ominous screaming over the credits. Oh, yeah. It's something sick about that, but I love it.
A true psychological thriller there.
Totally.
Because you kept guessing who the bad guy was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when the reveal happens, it's like, what? Yeah, it's such an awesome classic. I mean, I guess I don't know if you call it a classic. I mean, I don't know if it's old enough, but I still think it's great. Go watch that one. And then totally on the opposite side of the spectrum, but very, very fond memories as a kid, Hocus Pocus.
That's on my list.
10 points.
Yes.
10 points.
Nice.
It's a total family movie. Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler's in there. I forget the other actress's name, but it was just a fun, campy, just family Halloween movie. It perfectly encompasses what Halloween's all about.
Like as a kid, you remember every year, it's on the Disney Channel. Time to watch it.
Dude, I literally watched half of this movie last night.
Did you really?
No way. For real?
Yeah, I wish I had finished it, but still awesome. I fucking love that movie.
Spoilers, don't tell me. I'm kidding.
And lastly?
That was three.
That was three.
Yeah.
Well, Halloween. I rushed through it real quick because we talked about it.
Very good, sir.
2 weeks in a row.
What about you, Gagne?
All right, so I'm putting the new Halloween above because I just loved it.
Wow.
I think it was just, it gave me everything the first one did, but just in a new, like I said, shiny, polished way.
Very cool.
Wow. Okay.
Clever, cool continuation. I'm gonna put it there. Maybe it's just because I just saw it today, but so be it. I'm also gonna throw in Monster Squad because I freaking loved this movie as a kid.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Just imagine you and your neighborhood friends battling all the OG, monsters, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, all that stuff. And it had that comedy and scariness to it because you were a kid and it just was fun. I still love watching that movie. And then I'd probably do Scream. I think it was like it has that
That's a good one.
fun, slasher teenager. It's kind of a I don't know. It's still
the
I still
updated
love the
90s
first one.
slasher.
Yeah.
Well, plus the best part, every Scream, Officer Dewey's warning people, get out of here, and they're like, he's beat
He's
up.
just a moron.
Oh, it's David Arquette's
Live
It's
her
Hard Not
alone,
Dog.
man. There's just so many like good. I just really, really like that movie, and so it's a good Halloween one for me to put on.
Nice.
I like that.
them.
I like that. Good list so far.
Go ahead, Sam.
All right, you guys ready? My first one is 28 Days Later.
Yes.
Good
one.
That was one of my favorite on the zombie list.
Shaun of the Dead, of course, because I love comedy.
Totally.
And I don't know if this one counts. I can change it, but
Yep.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
totally
I
counts.
knew that was going to be on somebody's list.
Yeah.
No, that works.
No, totally a Halloween movie.
I really enjoy it. Like every time it's Halloween season, I'm like, okay, time to turn on this movie.
Yeah.
It gets you in the spirit. It's
I mean,
just so
there's
good.
a song called This is Halloween or
Yeah.
Here Comes Halloween. Yeah,
This is
so
Halloween.
yeah,
Exactly.
it totally counts.
No, I knew somebody was going to say that one. I think that one's one of the more classic animated Halloween movies of
Oh,
all
yeah.
time now. Tim Burton's really good at creating that same vibe. Edward Scissorhands was one of my mentions, but not on my list. That's my top three.
Okay.
Mine was Hocus Pocus was the first one. Just like Felix said, just kind of that classic Halloween family movie. Not very scary per se, but just it has just
It was
that
fun.
feeling.
It's
Yeah,
really fun to watch, dude.
It reminds me of me dressing up as a kid and going trick or treating. So,
Yeah.
and then I had the first Ghostbusters.
Oh.
I
Yes.
don't really say that's a
Oh,
Halloween
yeah.
movie,
Forget that
but
good one.
High five,
you know,
brother.
there's ghosts.
But
in
ghosts,
it.
come on.
And, yeah, and the first one was just so really
Don't
good.
think
and,
of
and
anything.
dramatic. Yeah, don't.
It's still one of my favorites of all time.
It was the first thing that popped in my head. And then lastly, Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Beetlejuice.
That was Tim Burton too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Keaton, classic.
Yes.
Very scary.
We're
as a
going to
little
what writer?
kid. Yeah, Winona Ryder.
For so many years, I never knew that
Alec
was Michael
Baldwin.
Keaton. Honestly,
Right.
He was just such a great character actor.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like I didn't realize that. Holy crap, that's Batman. You know?
Dude, still the classic scene, the dancing in the dinner table.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
There are moments in that movie that just like the sandworms and the two couples with their weird faces doing.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
dude, that weirded me out so
Seriously,
much.
as a kid, that movie was pretty scary.
There's things
dark.
about that
Yeah.
when I was a kid. I was like, I don't know if I should be watching this. Like, there's like really funny, charming moments, and then there's stuff like that was
Yeah.
just like super disturbing. And even the dancing ends with like cans popping out of their dishes and pulling their faces down. Like that's creepy stuff, man. But yeah, and you got skinny Alec Baldwin in this. Crazy stuff.
Skinny Will.
Definitely crazy stuff. Yeah, Winona Ryder. That was like
I
her
like to
breakout
say
movie.
that we all have a really good list. It's good variety, a lot of classic stuff, a lot of new stuff, but definitely good list on everybody. I applaud everyone, dude. Well played.
Nice.
I'm gonna go watch some of these now.
Yeah, totally. Another quick mention. I had Zombieland down here.
Oh,
that's a good
Really
one.
good,
snap.
funny movie.
That's the other zombie movie I said we should put on the list on the bracket last week.
Totally.
That has one of the greatest openings of all time. I don't care.
definitely.
Fight me
Yeah.
on this. Dude,
no.
If
It's
you can
good.
open up a sequence with just killing zombies over Metallica, oh my god, I was so
That's a win.
Once
That's all-
that opened
that's all
up,
you
I
need.
was so excited.
Plus, I like the commentary, like
Yeah.
self-commentary and like the little clips of words explaining like the rules.
Yes.
All the rules.
The rules.
Yeah,
And
Cats,
good,
too.
good old Bill Murray. Good old Bill Murray,
know,
dude.
right?
That was
probably the
great.
greatest cameo ever in any movie. You have any regrets? Maybe Garfield.
I need to watch that again.
Totally. All right, that's our favorite Halloween movies. Definitely some good ones on there. Makes me want to go back and finish Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I should mention real quick while we're on the subject of like scary stuff. Is anybody watching The Haunting of Hill House
Yes.
right now?
Not
I actually
yet,
just
not
finished it.
Did you really?
Yes.
No spoilers,
Well,
please. No
no,
spoilers.
but I gotta throw it
Pretty
out. I just
please.
finished the third episode last night, dude. This is good.
It's got some
All right,
this is
disturbing
good
moments.
stuff.
Let me finish Daredevil
Daredevil.
and hop right on
Yeah.
there.
You might want to go back and forth because there's some creepy stuff in this. Like legit, like I haven't like really had like jump scares freak me out in a while, and there's
Couple. Definitely some couple in
Well,
there.
no. The
It's
reason
got really good storytelling.
the
though.
reason
got a
I
good
really
story,
want to
yeah.
watch it too, though, because Jose does not get scared, and for him to say that it's actually good, I was like, all right.
All right, so for the people and the rumors that say that people are like throwing up and passing out, that's not going to happen. It's not that scary.
I don't understand how people like say stuff like that. Like I've heard stuff like that with movies like Paranormal
Wait,
Activity
yeah.
and stuff like that. Like,
someone said that about
Yeah.
this.
well, people like throw those stupid tweets and reviews out there, like, "Oh, I can't sleep." Oh, like I just finished throwing up because I was so scared. Like,
is
what
it
the?
because they're a millennial or Generation Z?
Yeah, probably.
Let's not
I
go
don't
there.
know. But anyways, go watch it. Definitely.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good stuff so far.
I don't know where they're gonna go with season 2, but it was really well done.
You know what else I heard was really good? Sabrina. Like, it was so good that season 2 is already being filmed.
Okay, that's
And
kind
there
of
was
one I want to check out.
And they said that there's a big twist at the end. Or the last 2 episodes, there's a big twist.
I heard that the cat doesn't talk.
I don't know.
Sad face.
I was just surprised because, like, Jimmy texts me. He's like, you should actually watch Sabrina. It's actually kind of good. I was like, what?
Huh.
You're watching Sabrina?
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll check it out.
Is it like more adult, I guess?
Yeah, more adult
More
and
CW-ish.
very strong feminist ways, but it's pretty cool, he said.
Cool.
Gotcha.
And he barely recommends TV shows. Like, he's really picky, so I trust him.
There you go.
All right, guys. Lastly, but not leastly, or something, it's our favorite Halloween moments, individually as kids. Whatever our fondest memory of Halloween
your fondest
is.
memory of Halloween.
Yeah, I remember dressing up as a kid. My mom making me costumes. Early years of cosplay.
What was your favorite costume?
Man, I have a lot, but a couple that I actually remember. A Sub-Zero costume from Mortal Kombat 3.
No way.
I remember that one.
Homemade
I
or
made that one from scratch.
Nice.
Wow.
There was a Super Mario, but it was like fiery Mario, so it was white overalls. Right?
yeah.
And my brother went as Luigi.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I have some pretty good memories of dressing up as kids. I
Damn,
really enjoy
you have
Halloween.
dope costumes.
What you guys have?
I think my first costume, if I remember, I think it was kindergarten. I was actually Wolverine. Like,
Nice.
straight up. But it wasn't like a legit Wolverine. It was one of those stupid like packaged kind of costumes with like Wolverine's faces on your chest and stuff like that. So, but whatever. As kindergarten, there's pictures of it. I was Wolverine. Yeah. And one of my other favorites too was if you remember Goosebumps, when they made the show, they had the haunted mask was like the first
Yeah.
episode. I had that mask, and so I went out as that character. So
No way.
yeah, that was just a lot of fun. But yeah, dude, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I was kind of a shy kid, so I had like a hard time like trick-or-treating like by myself. Like, I didn't even want to say the words like trick-or-treat. Like, I'd mumble it the way I do now. But like, yeah, no, dude. I mean, like, yeah, Halloween's just a fun time to kind of just be like the most random, obscure stuff. And like,
Oh, yeah.
I think those are some of my favorites. I was a vampire like twice, I think. I think once at the movie theater too, I dressed up as a vampire. And I had
Oh,
these-
yeah, you did.
Yeah, you were making fun of my lisp because of damn fangs. Now that I remember that. That just brought up bad memories.
I still love you, bro. I still love you.
Yeah, I forgot those. I had these weird dentures put in and all that, and like the way they fit on me, it just made me lisp the entire time. So I was the least.
You was the vampire.
Yeah, I was the least threatening vampire ever.
What about you, Kanye?
So my favorite costume ever was being a Ninja Turtle. So that I just remember having
Which
the
one?
full. I was Donatello because
Yeah, repping Don.
yeah, had to rep Donnie. Thought he was cool for being smart and being able to kick ass. So
Totally.
And then honorable mention to the year my mom made an attempt at making me look like Freddy Krueger, only to get Vaseline all up my nose, and I just was so miserable. And I was like, this is the worst thing ever. Why did I decide to be this? Why are you letting me be this? I'm too young to be a murderous, dream killer.
Scarred.
Yeah, so those are fun memories, but yeah,
Nice.
Halloween's always a blast. Now I just like to go through my kids' candy and pick out which ones are mine.
Totally.
You're like, I'm just making sure everything's safe, kids. Don't worry. I'm just making sure everything's safe.
I remember when I was a kid, we grew up in a town called Fernley outside of Reno, which was really small. So we actually went house to house in my neighborhood, and it was crazy because everybody actually decorated. And there was one house, I remember vividly, my brother would not go up because there was a person laying down in like a coffin, right? And handing out candy, right? And as a 5-6-year-old, that's like,
Yeah.
no, hell no, right?
But you gotta earn your candy, bro. You gotta earn your damn candy.
Of course, man. That's
It
why
wasn't Tootsie Roll, right? Because it's not worth it if it's
Probably
Tootsie Roll.
not. Probably not.
Okay.
But I don't know. Plenty of times as kids, just loving the atmosphere of walking around the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, Halloween's a great time of year.
Yeah, with the kids in the neighborhood, with my brother, we always had
Bunch of friends
duo
hanging
type
out.
costumes.
Okay.
And then I think when we graduated to more like the drinking for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then memories get fuzzy. Actually, I think the last time I dressed up as an adult was me and the wife. We could not decide what to be, so we did I think it was literally on Halloween. We kind of separated, like, all right, let's go each find our own costumes. I came back with a Duffman suit.
I saw that. I remember that.
She came back with grapes. And she's like, I was like, why? And she's like, well, every girl will try so hard to be sexy, so I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to be
Opposite.
grapes.
Nice.
And she was literally just a bunch of grapes. It's pretty awesome.
She should have been one big blueberry from Willy Wonka.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's true.
Violet Beauregard, whatever her name was. Samuel.
For me, I have two. So the first one I'm gonna share with you guys in the whole world, which is really fucking embarrassing. But this one year I was in private school and I was like either first or second grade. I went costume shopping with my sister, and good old Sam was a fat kid, so he could not find anything to wear in the kid size. I couldn't wear Ninja Turtle. I couldn't do Batman. I couldn't do all the cool shit. So my sister took me to adult size, right? And I was stuck with a genie costume.
Yeah, they never have the cool shit.
And literally, I wore like those baggy pants and like a vest and no shirt. And I went to the Halloween party at the private school, and my belly was sticking out. And of course, everybody was rubbing my belly for good luck.
Nice.
And I was so bummed out, dude. I was like, never again. Never again in my life am I having my sister take me Halloween costume shopping.
Get stuck in the adult section.
Yeah,
Never have the cool stuff there.
exactly. It was tough because being a tall fat kid, like you kind of out of luck. You end up making your own costumes, right? So I remember one year, freshman year, Sarasota, Florida. I was taking Jimmy Halloween trick or treating. He was like a Power Ranger or something, and I was Jason, right? But I was Jason, and I found a glow in the dark mask, so it was epic.
Okay.
Tall kid walking around with a fake machete and holding his little brother's hand, going door to door. So I would have Jimmy go up to the door, and I would hold the machete like sideways and just looking at the people when they give my little brother candy.
Like Mike Myers in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Staring at him.
Making sure he got the good candy. And
Best be dropping those Reese's.
the one thing that we don't like is that when we came back home, right, we dumped the bags, and apparently one of the houses gave them pencils and erasers for school supplies.
Shit.
Boo.
I was like,
Boo is right.
yeah, I was like, motherfucker.
Is that the weirdest thing you've ever got?
The weirdest thing I ever got was pennies, because back in Florida, like
Pennies.
the
I would've
seniors,
throwing those back at him.
yeah, like the seniors in Florida,
Yeah.
there's two options. You either get pennies or the
Tootsie
hard
Rolls.
ass Tootsie Rolls. And I was like, thank you so much. Happy Halloween.
Tootsie Rolls all day, yo.
Right? Over
pennies,
pennies.
Those are my two choices.
Yeah, totally.
And then the teachers gave us school supplies. I don't know why.
Because school.
Yeah,
So
I
we had,
guess.
so we would have to drive up to the rich
It's
neighborhoods.
back when they could write it off.
Yeah, right. We had to go to the rich neighborhoods to get the good shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you get the full king size one time?
Yes,
You did.
Yes, it was the good stuff. Don't you guys get excited when you get the full size candy bar for Halloween?
Oh yeah,
Did you guys ever throw up eating too much candy?
Probably.
probably.
But I was also a fat kid growing up, so I could take it.
Ditto. Before I learned
I was
what
actually-
carbs were.
I was actually like an accountant when it came to Halloween candy, because my OCD kicked in. So Tootsie Roll this side, chocolate this side, fruity this side,
Okay.
and they would
You had a
all
system.
yeah, and they would all go into sandwich bags, and they would be saved throughout the week.
Okay. I
So
like
each
it.
day I grabbed
Yeah.
like one or two of each. So I was
Got to spread that shit over the next like
Yeah,
2 months, man.
Yeah,
You gotta,
definitely.
like-
I was my own accountant for candy, dude. And when Jimmy came by, he's like, "Can I get some of your candy?" I'm like, "You gotta trade me
like,
out."
do you eat all of yours already?
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
guess not.
"You gotta trade me Pop-Tarts, Tootsie Roll, or no, fruit by the foot." I'm like,
You got Pop-Tarts?
"Trade me." Yeah, he had Pop-Tarts.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers handing out Pop-Tarts?
Oh. Wait, those plain ass no frosting strawberry ones? Or
Yeah, right.
They were like the generic Walmart ones.
Oh, they're
So,
not even Pop-Tarts. Boo, throw that shit back.
Not a Pop-Tart if it's generic.
Hey, he was little. He didn't know.
Yeah, didn't know any better. What about like Halloween specials? Like, is there anything in particular that you guys were watching? Because, you know, like every TV show had like their own like special Halloween episodes.
Just The Simpsons, man.
Yep.
Treehouse House of Horrors, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Power
When
Rangers
when
had a
had like
Halloween
Halloween
show?
specials.
Didn't they have like a rapping jack-o'-lantern or something once? I'm not making that up. That's a real thing.
No, that's true. They fought a rapping jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, I remember like the skinny like dude, and then he had a giant jack-o'-lantern head, and he rapped every time the Power Ranger showed up, and they had a beat playing
But,
too.
but that was his attack, though. When he rapped, like, words came
And I
out.
think like the putties were his crew too. They were like all just like posing and stuff like that in the background.
Hype men.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
Classic.
Wow, we're so nerdy.
Oh, yeah.
But however, what's good nowadays are the Halloween edition candies. Those are pretty cool nowadays. Like Butterfinger has skulls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Let's not forget about Count Chocula.
Ooh, very true, bro. And all the Blueberry and
Frankenberry.
These are not candy. These are cereals, right?
Yes, they are cereals.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're talking to the fat kids here.
Yeah, you're surrounded by fat kids, bro. Mr. Skinny.
Oh boy.
Why don't you go get a chocolate or something?
I'm sure I'll have plenty of that coming up.
Yeah.
I at least got half the bag that I'm supposed to be giving out.
Oh, are you passing out? Are you passing out this year?
Probably.
What about you?
No, lights are staying off.
There you go.
Don't come to my
Well,
house.
plus if you guys go watch
Humbug.
Halloween's, then you can't pass out candy.
That's a good idea.
I'm passing candy up, but I plan to have the really awful slasher films on in the background, played really loud.
Do any of you guys do any of the haunted houses at all?
Not at all.
This year they're not doing the one at Circus Circus.
Fright Dome, yeah.
Fright Dome,
definitely
yeah.
Fright
they-
Dome
yeah.
anymore.
They killed that one. That was
I've
too
never
bad.
done Fright Dome, actually. I
It's-
think every time I try to go, it's just always way too busy.
What's cool about Fright Dome is the entire place is like foggy, and they have actors placed in
Well,
the
yeah,
corners
there's
and
like
stuff.
50 actors.
Yeah, and they'll just jump out and scare you and stuff, and you can't see anywhere because it's all foggy, and it's kind of a cool atmosphere. It's too bad they closed that one down.
What about
but,
you, Gunny? You do haunted houses?
Nah, I'm not really into the whole getting scared. Like, I appreciate it when it comes to movies because it's movies and I love them. But the rest
People
of that,
jumping out at you?
just never cared for it. So I
remember
pass.
When I was a kid, kind of like Fright Dome, we used to go to Knott's Berry Farm, and it was not
Not
scary
Scary
Farm at
Farm,
the
yeah.
time. And it kind of had that same thing where there's just actors everywhere, just like jumping around corners, and there's just haunted houses in every corner too. That was a lot of fun. Like that's another great memory that I have of Halloween. Not into these like haunted houses nowadays where you got to sign a waiver because they'll touch you.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You
No,
guys sign a
there's
waiver?
straight up haunted houses nowadays where they'll sign waivers and like people can like verbally abuse you and shit. Like they'll just like talk crap on you and they'll grab you, they'll pull you around and stuff.
follow
Like,
you throughout the whole thing?
yeah, I refuse to do that because I will fight
Punch
somebody.
a
I will
motherfucker.
destroy somebody. I will bury somebody in those
If
fake
I, want
coffins.
to, if I want to be verbally abused, I'll just hang out with both of my parents. That's way easier.
Aw, Mother's a nice lady.
Halloween jam every day.
Dang.
That's what you think. She's a nice lady. That's what you think, bro. you don't know what goes on.
She's a
I'm
saint.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, those little Asian ladies say they got some fright behind them.
Yeah, right. Totally.
However,
Can I play blackjack against one?
oh my god, I was gonna say, you know how you scared people? This one year, I was Deathstroke, full mask,
Totally. I remember that one.
the sword, the gun, right? And my friend Rita was the nurse from Silent Hill.
Ooh, creepy.
So her mom set a haunted pathway to come get your candy.
Nice.
So when they walk in to get their candy, right, Rita pops out in the front and does that slow walk with the head tilt, and she plays the music in her pocket.
Clever.
And then as soon as the kids surround the exit, I'm standing there with the gun and the sword, and they're all screaming and like they're almost in tears.
It's fantastic,
And
isn't
that's when we give them the candy, so they don't sue us.
Yeah, calm down. Here's your candy. I'm not really gonna kill you.
You earned it, little kid.
Here, don't tell on me.
Don't tell your mom
Learn to love it.
unless she's hot.
Oh, Halloween.
Gotta love it.
Yes.
My favorite holiday, minus maybe Thanksgiving. There's football.
Well, because the Cowboys.
That's right. Yeah. Looking forward to it. I think that's all we got as far as the show.
I hope everybody enjoys Halloween this year.
Yes, should be out right before
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween.
Be
Yeah.
safe.
We'll be out before Halloween this episode. Please let us know how you spent your Halloween. What was your costume? How much fun you had? What's your favorite scary story?
Share
Let us
costume
know.
pics.
Yeah,
Yes, definitely.
send us pics.
I'll have to
Sounds
see if
weird,
I can
know.
find some.
Let's see if I can find some old Halloween pictures.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
I can't share mine. I was the
Well,
fat
no,
kid.
I was going to suggest maybe if we're feeling up to it, maybe we can post some old retro photos of ourselves
Totally.
online.
I'm sure I got some.
Like
I
it.
got a good Casey Jones.
retro
nice.
photos as in sober, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you know.
then they'll probably be from when I was a kid. Then I'll see what I find.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Catch us next week. Also, download and love and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Happy Halloween. We will see you next week.
Yes.
Yeah, be safe.
Get all the caramel apples you can.
Who eats those?
See you guys.
Later.
Peace.